where would you like to see, if most of the county's expenditures are in payroll?
Yes.
If government could shrink a little bit, or where could the county shrink?
The JP Constable Arena is one that's, you know, that's going to come into play, and I think that was a question y'all had in your question. As I answered in that thing, it is, you know, it's not a new issue. You and I have talked about it for now 15 out of 16 years. The devil is in the details of trying to get 3 votes that we can reduce that number. That's some savings. You're going to see some savings come as a result of this last bond issue. You know, when I say some savings, in my mind, there's at least $500,000 or $600,000 that can be squeezed out of JP Constable Arena by having fewer precincts, less elected officials, and overall less personnel. And that's where driving certainly public budgets is personnel. You're going to see some savings come as a result of the bond issue when we get out of $500,000 of rent for the Four Seas Clinic in Texas City. We're paying about almost $500,000, $470,000, $490,000 for the Four Seas Clinic on Texas Avenue. That's going to be moved over to the Mid-County Annex and go away. You've got $120,000 a year you pay in rent to the Galveston Housing Authority at the Community Center, where we have our vital statistics and little corner office. Well, that's going to be moved to the Mid-County Annex. And so that's again, that's probably $600,000 worth of savings there. Our biggest hope is the technology. You know, we spend a lot of money in technology, and hopefully with the imaging and a lot of the stuff we're doing, technology will allow us to kind of keep a lid on personnel costs. Our debt, if you look at our debt schedule, in my mind, I've tried to avoid peaks and valleys of anything, you know, trying to smooth things out. So our debt is fairly flat for the next 10 years. Some of it's going to pay off, but our debt service holds fairly flat. So you're not going to see, as the debt pays off, it's not going to see a drop unless we get increased tax values and, you know, new growth, etc. The big bulk of our money is spent in the justice, you know, at the Justice Center. I mean, 70% of what the county does basically 3 things. It's law enforcement and judicial process, and it's infrastructure, roads, bridges, buildings, park improvements. And then the third arm of that is the administration to support the other 2. Everything at the Justice Center is basically a mandated expense. There are a couple of exceptions to that. When I say Justice Center, I'm talking that law enforcement judicial area. The only thing mandatory in the sheriff's office is the jail. Everything else is discretionary. But nobody's going to advocate doing away with less patrol, and the sheriff's infrastructure has been a good anchor, which I think is the proper way to go about it, and we ought to do more of it. You know, the sheriff resources is an anchor for all these PDs. They plug into CID, they plug into communications, they plug into other things that the county has where they don't have to, or they don't have to the degree that they would if we didn't exist. The only thing in the judicial arena that's not mandated, there's kind of 2 areas. We do have some associate judges. That is a voluntary, discretionary item that Galveston County chooses to do to help caseload and push things. We've we've attached to the philosophy that these associate judges are a better tool than allowing pressure to be put on to create new courts, new elected officials, new infrastructure, and all the overhead that goes with it. And so we think the associate judges in the various courts is a more efficient way to deal with that. The other thing that's a kind of discretionary expense over at the Justice Center is collections. And you know, that's an area that is frustrating. We've done a lot of things for collections over the years. Trying to collect these fines and fees and non-tax dollars. Besides just the warrant service process, you know, we've gone to the credit card, we've gone to the Omni, where you can't get your driver's license unless you pay your fine. We trapped you there. We've gone out to scofflaw, which now you can't get your little sticker renewal for your license tag for your vehicle. And so we've got a lot of, obviously contracted with attorneys to do the normal collection process, or the historically normal collection process. That whole thing is a discretionary expense, but we certainly think it, you know, brings in enough money above and beyond what we do, just if we waited for good faith to do, that it justifies keeping that alive. You know, we always have a contingency plan. We don't talk about it a whole lot. Fortunately, we thought we were going to have to activate it in post-Ike environment. But again, the other side of Ike that I think is important to point out is, in my mind, we just weren't prepared operationally, but we were prepared financially. That, you know, unlike other public entities, you didn't see Galveston County laying off people, taking across-the-board cuts in pay. You know, there was no panic in what we did. We were prepared financially. We didn't have to go borrow $20 million from somebody to get the wheels greased to start getting clean up and all that stuff. We were prepared for all of that. But we do have a kind of a side sheet budget, I'd call it, that in the worst case, and Mike certainly was not worst case, but it was pretty bad, you know, where we would make immediate reductions in our contributions to the library system and to some of our discretionary spending to help us through a financial pinch. Most of our discretionary spending, Heber, is money we give to the library system, money we give to the volunteer fire, money we contribute to the mental retardation Gulf Coast Center, veteran service. You know, those are just a handful, and we do have about $150,000 we put in the quote social service or welfare or rent subsidy program. And that's an area we're going to be looking at post-election. First of the year is one of the areas that I think we can do better as a county is in the social service area. Post-Ike, that came together real good and stepped up. We need to kind of take the doors that opened of putting turf aside and let's get service first. I think the county can play a part in helping restructure some social service delivery. And we may very well get out of the county having a department that does that and work with one or more social service agencies to distribute our money with auditability and accountability and stuff. And I think we can probably save, it's not an appreciable amount of money, but we can do that more efficiently than what we do now.